Hi, everyone. I'm Allison Treaster with Team Passport. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We're really excited to be here with James Conner and a couple of Pitt students that are going to help take us through this talk. We'd love to hear from a couple of you just to see who's here. I know we have quite a few students from the Passport and some folks from Steeler Nation joining us tonight. And I think some people who right now and with everything going on are just looking for some inspiration. So we're really looking forward to hearing from you, James, today. Harry Harkins, want to say hello?
Hi, I'm Harry Harkins. I'm currently interning this summer with the German American Chamber of Commerce Pittsburgh chapter. And my sister actually told me about the Pittsburgh Passport a few days ago. And she told me James Conner was on, so I had to register. So I thought, like, yeah, definitely. So I signed up a few days ago. And yeah, this is a really cool opportunity. So yeah, I'm very excited to hear what James has to say about everything going on in his story.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Zoe Smith, how about you? Where are you joining us from?
Hi, I'm Zoe. I am interning at PNC this summer, and I go to Carnegie Mellon. But I grew up a Steelers fan, so I was really excited to see that James was speaking. So hopefully you'll be healthy this season to play for us.
Yeah.
Awesome. How about Jay Balaji? Welcome. Where are you coming from?
Hey everyone, I'm Jay. I go to Penn State right now and I'm interning with PNC this summer, and I'm really excited to hear James talk. I'm a huge football fan.
Awesome. Nice to see some PNCers representing. So I don't want to take up too much time with intros. I want to get to James. So I just want to start off by thanking our sponsors for making the Summer Passport possible: People's Gas, Giant Eagle, Highmark Health, UPMC Health Plan, EY, Evoqua, PNC, and BNY Mellon. We really couldn't put on this series without you, so thank you for your support. And with that, I'd love to introduce Lexis, who is a Pitt student and marketing and supply chain major, and she is going to kick us off. Let's get started.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Allison. I'm super excited to be here, and especially for this opportunity, just like everyone else. I'd just like to start by saying welcome to the Pittsburgh Passport and to all the students and fans joining us. It's a special honor to be introducing James Conner, who has a very powerful story for us tonight, one filled with courage and overcoming one of life's biggest challenges that has thrown his way, both as a college student and a football player at Pitt. James, thank you so much for joining us and taking the time tonight. Can you start by telling us where you were in your college career and the aspirations you had for your future whenever you received your diagnosis?
Yes. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate everybody who's on right now. So it was the year 2015, and it was my junior year at the University of Pittsburgh. I had a good year my freshman year at Pitt. Led the team in rushing yards, and I just was trying to be established and gain respect from my teammates and whatnot. So I had a big year my freshman year. My sophomore year, I worked hard in that off season. I came back. I won a starting job. Decent team. Went on to win ACC Player of the Year, offensive and overall player, and it was just felt like on top of the world. I was thinking I only had 1 year left before I entered the NFL draft. It takes 3 years of college before you are eligible to enter the draft. So, yeah, I was a first-team All-American, had all these great stats and was just feeling on top of the world. And then going into my junior year, it was the first game of the season, September 5th, tore my knee versus Youngstown State. And as being a running back, I thought tearing my knee was going to be the worst thing that could happen to me. And then after about 2-3 weeks of trying to rehab my knee and trying to make a comeback before the season was over, that's when I got that call. I was having all these symptoms. I wasn't sleeping at night, shortness of breath. I was getting like 30 minutes of sleep at night, and I had no idea what was going on. I couldn't work out. It was rough, and the team doctors are trying to figure out what was going on with me, prescribing all these different medicines, and nothing was working. And I was in my dorm room in South Oakland, my apartment in South Oakland, and that's when the doctor called after I had got a chest X-ray. And they said it was Hodgkin's lymphoma. And I was just crushed. I was so confused, because cancer really doesn't run deep in my family like that. And I thought I was, a healthy athlete and thought I was untouchable and this and that. And then, I got diagnosed, and it was just so confusing. And I didn't know what was next. I didn't know nothing about it. And so didn't know what was, that fight that I was getting ready to, come across. And so it was tough. But, yeah, it was I had those dreams of going to the NFL, but I got diagnosed my junior year.
Wow, to be hit with that news must have really been a setback for you. What did you do at that point? Like, how were you able to move forward?
You just got to make a decision. That's what I say. You got to make decisions every day in life of how you're going to respond to things. It's, you respond, you don't react. A reaction is something that you do without thinking, and it's not always the best thing. And so there was room for me and reason for me to break down and let it consume me and just feel so low and think of myself and just be scared and whatnot. But, I chose to respond to the situation, and that was just attack this full ahead. So my doctor put a great plan in place for me. I also had very strong faith throughout the whole thing. But he chemotherapy every 2 weeks for 6 months. That was a regimen every Monday for 2 weeks, every 6 months. And that's why I love Mondays now, because I don't have to get chemotherapy no more. So I hear people all the time talking about they wish they don't like Mondays, or it's a Monday. And you got to learn to love Mondays, because there's other people in different positions going through other things, and it just makes you realize what you're going through isn't that bad. And so, like I said, I kept my faith really strong through the whole thing, and was able to, in 6 months, I was able to get cleared, and thank you God, I was healthy and cancer free, and was able to come back to the field, and we had some big wins. We beat Penn State. I forget who we said it was. So we had a Penn State guy in here. Was able to beat Clemson, and just had everything else after that seemed like a bonus, and was just extra, because I felt like I defeated the biggest thing that was going on in my life. So that's just what I want everybody to realize, that adversity happens in many ways. I said this before, mine just happened to be cancer, but adversity comes in many different ways, and you just got to learn to be able to grow from it, and learn that, and know that there's an opportunity to be better because of what you went through.
So football and faith was a huge part of your ability to overcome adversity, and that's truly amazing. And you are the person you are today. And with that, I'd like to introduce my fellow Panther, Todd Sibley, a communications major at Pitt. He's a football player, and he will continue on the conversation.
What's up, guys? Like Alexis said, Todd Sibley Jr., football player, running back, just like James Conner. And just to touch on what you said, James, obviously I started playing at Pitt the year you left the team, so we didn't get a chance to play together, but it's amazing to be here with you now, hear your story, and even when I wasn't here, to hear your story, it's been truly inspiring. It's an amazing story how you turned adversity into passion, and where it landed you with the Steelers today. You didn't think you would be here, so how do you keep it going? Do you ever worry about a setback, or do you feel this experience has made you stronger for the next challenges that life has ahead for you?
I definitely believe that it got me stronger for what's next, and that's the beautiful thing about it. There is no progress without struggle. And so you just got to learn how to keep going, keep fighting on for anything that you want. Like, really, nothing comes easy, and they're all cliche things to say, but it's the truth. You think about anybody who's successful and who you feel is successful. Everybody has a different definition of what success means, but it usually takes you going through something or things to realize, and to prepare yourself forward. Nothing really comes easy, and so that's a learn. When I got drafted to the Steelers, there was new challenges and adversities. With me being a backup, sitting behind Le'Veon Bell. And I had another decision to make. How was I going to look at that? Was I not going to prepare as hard because I wasn't the starter? Or was I going to, realize that this is football and injuries happen and you can step up to the plate? I only got 30 carries total my whole rookie season in the NFL, 30 carries. And I've had that multiple times in games, And so going into my second year, there was reason for me to say, I didn't get that much playing time. Let me take it slow. No, you got to just jump right in and attack. And I ended up going to the Pro Bowl my second year, but it was my first year starting. And so that just goes to tell you that the work ethic and the energy that you put into things, it pays off in the long run. You just got to take the slow route and just keep stacking good days on good days, and eventually, you'll be successful.
So, like you said, it's challenges come and it's about how you attack it. And right now, particularly, this is a challenging time for everybody, with COVID-19, no one knows what's going on. A lot of bad things happening right now. So, do you have any advice for, the students that are joining in tonight, listening to you talk, and about how to stay motivated and just to keep moving forward, honestly?
Yeah, I think that everybody's going to have to adapt, to whatever this is, this new normal and what's going on, specifically for the times that we're in right now, we're dealing with COVID and people working from home. I think that everybody has time, honestly. I know some jobs are starting back up, but you got to realize that when you get this time to yourself, you need to reflect and think about your next moves and how you're going to go forward about this and what are your plans in life. If through this whole quarantine, everything, it's like, don't just let these days go by, with letting TV or games or whatnot, consume your whole day. You have to realize that, we're moving into a digital world, but still health needs to come first and foremost. So I encourage people to continue to work on, the physical fitness, mental health, all that, because, with spending a lot of time alone and indoors, there's reasons for you to, not think right and go crazy. Almost it's like everybody wants to get back and get outside. But I say that you just need to adapt and find a talent that you're good at and then just work on it. And you start online businesses. There's multiple different things that you can do. I just think that you need to adapt to the new normal and whatever that may be.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So we have a couple of questions. The first one is a personal shout out. Hey, James, do you remember Tamara Polanco from McDowell? She says hi and is so proud of you.
Oh, that's awesome. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Chrissy also wanted to know, are there going to be any signings after COVID, or kind of what do you see maybe more broadly? What do you see this season looking like? And
I hope, I love doing the signings. I love getting the chance to interact with fans and all of that. I'm not sure. We had plans to do it for my book that got released, Fears of Choice. Before this all hit, we had a schedule set up for live signings and we're going to go to Barnes and Nobles and do all types of different things. But obviously, the COVID shut all that down. So, man, I don't know how much longer this thing is going to, play out for. I hope we have our season, and I hope that I can have the opportunity to do more signings. But I'm just not sure yet. I'm still taking it day by day. So I hope so, though.
Kat, I think you have a question as well.
Thanks, Allison. I guess this is the benefit of running talent for PNC. I get to ask a lot of questions. So, James, I'm a proud Pitt alum and so delighted you could be with all of us tonight. There's a great video that Pitt fans like to play, and it's of you getting the call from Coach Tomlin when you got drafted by the Steelers. Would you ever take us back to that phone call and that experience and what was going through your head?
Yeah, that day was amazing. I'll never forget that day, obviously, with me being drafted to the hometown team. Yeah, it was day 2 of the NFL draft. Day 1 is on a Thursday, and they do, just 32 picks, just the first round. And then the second day, they do picks from the second and third round. And I got drafted the third round. I got drafted about 11 something that night, and the draft started at 7. So I was waiting for 2 whole days for this phone to ring, and there'd be a team to come choose me. And so it was getting late in the draft. There was only a couple picks left. The Steelers had one more. And my agent texted me and said, if you see a number, he said, I just talked to the Steelers. I think you might be up next. And I would have my fingers crossed. And it was late. It was super late at night. And I was at Buffalo Wild Wings in Erie, my hometown, around all my friends and family. And the phone starts ringing. It was a 412 number. Picked it up. It's Coach T. It was his voice. You recognize his voice anywhere. And my family was around me. And he just told me, they were making me a Steeler. And it really didn't hit until they call your name, And so when my family huddled around, and then Arthur Moats made the selection, with the 105th pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers select. And when he just said my name, it was just like in my head, it just flashed everything that I had been through, everything from ever since I was 5 years old, when I was sitting in my room and I told myself I wanted to be a professional football player. those days when, I was in high school working out, the days where I was at Pitt in my dorm room, just late night thinking, this is the final step before I can, achieve my dream, the ultimate goal, to play football at the highest level. All of that just hit me at once. And I was just filled with emotion. I was around my family. My head just dropped, and I just realized that my dream came true. So it was incredibly special.
Question. James, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food is chicken wings. I'm a huge chicken wing fan. I love all the flavors. Normally honey mustard, but chicken wings. I love chicken wings.
Okay. And Michaela Zaffino wants to know if you'll be in Erie anytime soon. She said they miss you there.
Yeah, I do plan on being in Erie. I'm down currently in Florida right now, training, but I'll be out here for another week. And then if we don't have a season this year, I told myself I was gonna go get a jet ski, and I was gonna be on Lake Erie. I'll just work out in Erie and just hit the lake every day. So that's my plan. They can meet me at the lake.
Okay, we'll let them know. Michaela. And Kristen said she saw a video of you on Twitter the other day of a game from freshman year where you were playing defense next to Aaron Donald. Was there any point when you thought you wanted to switch to defense full time?
Well, actually, my senior year of high school, I went to the Pitt camp in the summer. It was a high school prospect camp, and they gave me a scholarship there to play defensive end. So I had originally committed to Pitt to play defense, and then in the playoffs of my senior year, the offensive coordinator called and he said, "Hey, when you get to campus, we want you to play running back." So my scholarship was initially for defense. It was just after they see me playing running back, then they wanted me to stay there. So defense has always been, one of my loves.
James, I have a
Sorry,
question.
I just lost my internet. That's why I disappeared. We have a huge rainstorm going on over here, so sorry. Did you already get asked what your favorite food is?
Yes, it was chicken wings.
Okay. Well, good. Now I know that. That's important.
Yeah.
Lexus, go ahead with your question.
Oh yeah. So I was just gonna say, I think a common dream that we all share is just to be able to give back to our parents and to do something big. And you've been able to do that twice, and those videos were just completely inspirational. What is that feeling like? How does that feel to be able to be at that point in your life where you're able to do that?
Yeah, I mean, it feels incredible. That's the whole reason why, I go to work day in and day out. My parents really don't come from much, and they gave everything they can, raising me and my brothers. I got 4 older brothers. I'm the youngest of 5. And so, honestly, it was just an incredible feeling for me to finally get my mom a house, for her to call hers. And, my dad's been wanting a truck for a while. I got to do that. So those are just, it's a blessing to be a blessing. And so, my life, I work hard and really, giving feels a lot more than receiving to me. And so I'm just thankful that I was able to accomplish that. That's the reason why I did it. That's the reason why, I wanted to do that. Just growing up, seeing them, struggle and just now I feel like it's my job just to make them, live at ease and just be comfortable. So incredible feeling. And yeah, definitely just trying to motivate others to do the same.
I want to feel free to jump in the chat. Anyone else who's had questions, this is your opportunity. We got a couple more minutes. One other thing I wanted to ask is, did you have any kind of, unless this happened during the rainstorm outage, you already answered this. Was there any kind of mantra you had as you were recovering to kind of get you through each day?
I just knew that it would, I'm big on manifestation, right? And I'm big on speaking things to existence. And so I really didn't have a slogan or a quote or anything. I just, a football coach told me, use adversity to do something great. Nobody remembers the games where you beat a team 60-0. They don't remember that. They remember when it's a tight ball game, a couple of seconds left, and somebody does something, special. Everybody remembers that. And so I used to just think to myself, this is going to be an awesome comeback story. I said, they're going to write a book about this one day. This will be a movie one day. And so, when you're speaking, you're spelling things, you're talking about it, you're trying to manifest it to happen. And so I realized that, I said I was an All-American first, ACC player of the year. if I come back from this and have a good year and go on to the NFL, I said it's going to be awesome. It's going to inspire so many people, motivate so many people. And now, you know, I can't tell you how many tweets, messages, and, you know, how many people reached out to me about how I inspired them. And it's just that feeling, there's no feeling like it, you know? And so I think that you just got to manifest what you want, constantly think, you know, positive thoughts, positive energy only. You know, it's like we're all capable of doing great things. You can't live beyond the limit of your belief, you know? And so I'm down here in Florida, I look at the ocean and I just, you know, I just get inspired by that. So I think you just got to find what inspires you. My inspiration was, you know, to get my mom a house, to you know, to get to the NFL. That was all, you know, my goals and motivation. And that's all I constantly thought about. And so my actions had to mimic that and had to be on course with that. So if there's anything that, you know, you guys want to do, you just think about it, make it be the only thing you work at. Just think about it, put everything you got into it, you know, and truly believe that it will happen, because it will. You know, it's limitless opportunities out here. So I just think you have to believe it.
So if they're going to make a movie about you, who's going to play you in the movie?
Well, if we don't have a season, I might play myself. But I'm not sure. I hope somebody big wants to do the role. You know, I think it'll be a great turnout, great movie. So we'll see. Maybe The Rock or somebody.
Yeah. So a quick question from Harry. Any workout tips or exercise routines for the off season?
Yes. All work is good work. You just have to stay consistent. Keep stacking good days on good days. Every day I do my deck of card push-ups. Still to this day, I hit my weights, and there's multiple things you can do in a weight room and different workout routines. But I like to take the deck of cards, you know, all 52 cards and whatever it is. If it's a king, that's 20. If it's 9, you do 9. 2, you do 2. And you just go throughout the whole deck with push-ups. You know, push-ups will never get old. You can do the same thing with squats, pull-ups. I like to do a lot of the body weight stuff. But just all the normals, just stay consistent. The diet is a huge thing too, because you can lift all the weights as you want, but if you're not putting good fuel in your body, you know, then you won't also see too many good results. So gallon of water a day, it's the small things, the things that add up. So get your greens and protein, gallon of water, and stay consistent and do something every day to break a sweat, and you'll be fine.
From Deb, what's your favorite restaurant in Pittsburgh?
Let me think. Favorite restaurant in Pittsburgh. I like the restaurant Soju. Soju is pretty good. You know, I really don't eat. I don't eat out much, but I'd have to say I'll go with Soju. I'll just go with that. Soju is pretty good.
Good deal. I think we'll do 2 more questions from Charity. What was it like after you were drafted coming into the stadium during Fan Blitz?
Oh man, that was incredible. Yeah, it was the day after I got drafted, early in the morning, and Hines was packed. There was fans everywhere, and you know, they just made us feel so welcome. They made us feel so special. You know, that we were that newest draft class. I can't believe the turnout that it was, and you know, they just rooted us on, cheered us on, and welcomed us with open arms. So that was real special.
And James, are you able to see the chat?
I can see little popping up at the bottom a little bit.
Okay. So this one I just wanted to share as kind of a closing comment from Jen Beer. She said, "Hi, James, not a question, but a comment. I'm a big fan for many reasons. We're both Pitt alum. We were both diagnosed with lymphoma the same week and saw Dr. Merckx and went through the treatment at the same time, but never met. So glad you're doing well and keep on inspiring us all."
Oh, what was the name we going at again?
Jen Beer.
Jen, thank you so much for that. Happy that you still, you know, call yourself a survivor, and we're still going strong. So it's awesome. I wish we could have met. That'd have been really cool. Hail to Pitt. Keep going strong.
So I think we'll close, but James, if there's anything else you want to leave us with, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for your time tonight. This has been really special.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me. Thanks for listening. Life is all about teach and learn, and just be the best version of yourself that you can. Be better than you were yesterday. Everybody take care.
Thanks so much. And everyone who's joining us, we will be in touch with you to get you a copy of James' book. So we're excited to read that. Check out PittsburghPassport.com for our upcoming events. We're looking forward to seeing you at things coming up. So as we say, stay well, be kind, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, everyone.